Hi, this is Edison Guzman with Adria Gross, and we're going to talk about some medical insurance health claim stuff, and let's just take it away. What do you have for us today?
So this is a case where a woman had no clue at all that she had a brain tumor. And she's driving her car. Let me just go backwards for a second. A lot of times when you buy insurance, you buy it from the state. And when you purchase it through the state, a lot of times you can only go to hospitals within that state. So I'm going to tell you a story about something that happened where this woman did not know where she was going. She lives in the state of New York, and she wound up going outside the state, not too far away. The town that she lives in is right on the border of New York and Connecticut. So she's driving along, and she goes to this home, turns in, not knowing where she is, and a gentleman came out and spoke to her, and she realized that this is not my home. He said to her, "This is not your home. Where are you going?" She didn't know where she was. And an ambulance came to get her and took her to a hospital in Connecticut. She goes to the hospital in Connecticut. She must have been there at least for 10 days. The bill was $250,000. So she can't get the bill paid because you have to be very cautious. At some point, I'll tell you about another case that just happened recently, but during this interview today, she's in the state of Connecticut. The ambulance comes to get her. They take her to a hospital in the state of Connecticut. When very often, a lot of the policies that are being sold for your health insurance through the state, you cannot leave the state. You're not covered outside the state. So she drove, the ambulance took her to a hospital in Connecticut, 10 days, $250,000. Her insurance is not going to pay it because she was out of state. The hospital was out of network, she was out of state. It took a lot of work, but I wound up speaking to the executive office multiple times, and they wound up paying that bill for $250,000.
The insurance company covered that expense even though they normally don't do it. And
Right.
This is because you got involved and you spoke with someone.
Right.
Okay.
The one thing that helps me with my company and having the success that I do is I have been published in Consumer Reports 4 times. I've been on CBS. I'm very honored to be able to have the knowledge that I do. I've been in the industry now for 31 years. My first job was denying claims for 2 insurance companies. Each one taught me within 2 weeks how to deny. And I also learned how to get the insurance company to change their mind when that's happening. Especially if I can prove that, first of all, they need the procedure, the consequences that could happen. You must, I tell people all the time, you must read your policy. Know what's in the policy, know what's covered, what's not covered. There are people who call me up, and a lot of times I know that, like I had a guy call me recently who wanted plastic surgery, and he's trying to get plastic surgery to cover him. And I said, it's not going to happen. I said, let's look on the policy, let's see what the exclusions say. But back to this story with this woman. She was in the hospital. I finally got the hospital bill paid, but in the meantime, she needed brain surgery. And there were no brain surgeons who could do this tumor on her policy, but she found at one of the New York City hospitals a doctor who was originally from Africa. When he came to this country, he only had $38 to his name. But he was bright enough to be able to get into a medical school. And when the woman came to the doctor and knew that there's no way that he's going to get any insurance, and paid by the insurance company for the surgery, the fact that he had so many people taking care of him here, and he had such a difficult life, believe it or not, he did that surgery for nothing.
That is amazing. That's quite amazing.
Yeah.
It seems like this individual has a lot of angels on her side, and you're one of those angels.
I am telling you, because of my past and my own experience living with epilepsy for so many years and not really having a cure for it, and being on 31 pills a day and averaging 18 seizures a month, and there was no control over it. That's why this work is so important to me. That's why, even if I give free advice, I have to be out there helping someone.
Absolutely. You give free advice. I know you do a lot of consultations. You also have a book out, and that has helped tremendously a lot of people that just need that basic information. So you're definitely out there in the public.
Yeah, my company is MedWise Insurance Advocacy. My logo is We Give a Hoot About Your Claims. And in the book, Solved Curing Your Medical Insurance Problems, that first chapter is about myself and what I just said before about all these seizures, about how difficult my life was. Mm-hmm. And what a pleasure it is for me now to be helping all these people who are stuck in these positions. It's heartbreaking when I see these cases. So if you know anybody who has a problem with a medical bill, if it's been denied, going nowhere, is out of network, overcharged, I have people who don't have insurance and they wind up in a hospital, and here I am negotiating to try and get the bills down. Mm-hmm. So please remember, Adria Goldman Gross, MedWise Insurance Advocacy. We give a hoot about your claims. www.medicalinsuranceadvocacy.com, and my phone number is 845-978-9493. 845-978-9493. Thank you so much.
Excellent, Adria. I will see everyone at the next video. I know that we're going to have a lot more stories in the future, so everyone stay tuned.